Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope all of you will be doing well. Our today's topic is financial plan, as we have discussed in our series of lectures. Different plans. The most important of that is the business plan, then the marketing plan, then the organizational plan, and now in the bottom is the financial plan. So you, our students, are very much aware that why is financial plan the most important? Because you do business for profit, for liquidity, for expansion. The shareholders is again interested in the dividend, their wealth maximization. The state is interested in taxes, in economic development, employment to the people. The customers are interested in the products and services provided by you, while the environmentalists are concerned with production processes that does not affect the environment at large. So the different stakeholders have different interests for your from your business, and you guys have to be very careful that the most important among them is your finances. If you are good in managing your finances, then you are a successful entrepreneur. Your startup will go high. But if on the contrary, it will be a sad story for you and a sad end for your business. I will now show you some pictures from which you will really get some insight regarding the finance. In this picture you can see calculator and paper, pen, and spectacles. So reflects detail, meticulously calculated plans, financial plans like that. Moving to the next slide, it's a very beautiful picture. I like it very much, and I have from childhood fan of the jet planes. You can see the plane is moving upwards. If you have a good plan, your startup can be like this jet plane. You can just imagine you are flying in the upward direction, and it is really an amazing emotions. If you meet some of the pilots while they are flying and they are moving around in the air, the way they really enjoy their flying, and it really delights you. If the business move as per the plans, it will really delight you. Like, oh, the country, it's a business which is ill planned. The different plans didn't work, and your plan has some technical fault or some adversary, your competitor policy hit your startup, your business, and you are bleeding like this plan, and if you are not careful enough, it will be a crash, unfortunately. Again, money matters are very important, and money doesn't grow on trees, but they grow like trees. You have to be careful in spending, careful in managing your resources, so that uh, in the long run you didn't have liquidity problems and things like that. Again, financial plan very important among the other plans. If you put it at the right place, it will produce a great synergy in the whole system, and the whole system will work like nothing. The inputs will come and it will be processed, and it will be go to finished products to the customers, and they will purchase it, and it will start the financial cycle, like generate revenues, and from revenues you will deduct your costs and the taxes and different things, and you will get a profit. So I will now just elaborate that what are the different types of financial plan. The income statement, the cash flow statement, and the balance sheet. They are the most important aspects of any business. And over here we see that the income statement shows your income after a certain period, financial period. That period may be 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or 12 months. And same is about the cash flow. But on the other hand, the balance sheet is a picture of your business at a certain point. A financial plan, again, students, it provides the entrepreneur with a complete picture of what. Now we can see of what. The amount of funds and when they are coming into the organization. When you sell products, it will generate sales revenue, and that revenue will, when come to the business account, it will produce a cash flow, where it provides the entrepreneur with complete picture of what. Just go through them. It be focused. The amount of funds, and when they are coming into the organization, where funds are going, and how much cash is available. The projected financial positions of the firm. You can understand, students, that how much funds, how much sales you have carried out, how much money is coming out of those sales. Either you sold your products or service, you sold some of your assets. On the other hand, when those funds cash come, what are the application of those funds? Taxes, salaries to the employees, rent of the factory, other overhead charges, and the projected financial position of the firm, that how much you projected the financial position at that specific time, and whether it is like that or not. Sorry, students. The financial plan explains how the entrepreneur intends to meet financial obligations and maintain ventures liquidity. Liquidity is very important aspect of the business. If you have many assets, like land, accounts receivables, inventory in the business, but your cash position is not good, then your plans are ill planned. You have either a very weak business or a very you have taken very much optimistic picture of the actual transactions occurring in the business world, and if enough money is not there in your account, you will be unable to pay as a business entity your obligations, which may really hurt your business, and you may go to liquidation. Refunds are going in how much cash is available. the projected financial position of the firm. When it comes to projected, that means that on the primary and secondary data from the market, the sales you projected for a specific time in future, and how much money will come, because when it comes to financial plan, organizational plan, marketing plan, they are important components of your business plan, and you have to start the business in at some time in the future. The business is not yet started, so the word projected means forecasted for future. The plan explains how the entrepreneur intends to meet financial obligations and maintain the venture's liquidity. How you will get the cash you needed when you have to pay to the different heads like salary, the suppliers, the material suppliers, the energy bills, and other sort of expenses, and from where the money will come. And it normally comes in business from revenue, that the sales to the customers. Coming to the next slide, operating and capital budget. The development, these are developed before the developing the pro forma income statement. The statements you made, they are found before that. As I have told you, students, that all the plans are projected, forecasted. They are based on your assumptions, your primary and secondary data analysis, and you have to test them in the actual market. Sales budgets and estimations of the expected volume of sales by month. We are month wise. That let's say you want to start your business on 1st January 2021. What will be the sales of your business in first month of January, and how much revenue it will generate? In this way, the February and March until December, and then even to the next years 2022 and 23 onwards. Cost of sales can be determined from the sales forecasts. Again, the word forecast, sale forecast will show you how much money will be required, because goods and services are produced on money you invest. You purchase your material, the energy bills, the labor cost, and then you make some products or service. In the manufacturing venture, costs of internal production and subcontracting are compared. When it comes to manufacturing, like Toyota, the cost of internal production and subcontracting, that how much you will produce directly through your assembly lines, and how much it will be subcontracted to other suppliers. If we see big corporations, the whole parts of the finished products are not made by one company. They are made by different companies, and then the main company purchase it, like Toyota, from them, and then they assemble them like the tires and electronic things and other important parts. They in jets, again, Boeing or other things, even the fighter jets, JF-17 in Pakistan, different parts are come from different parts of the jet plane came from different suppliers, different individual companies, firms, even countries. It include estimated ending inventory required as buffer. You should have a minimum level of inventory in your stores. Why minimum? Because the more inventory you have, that means the more cash you have invested in an activity which will be produced to sales in future, and your cash is stuck up in unproductive process. while there are uh, some company students which are very much uh, uh, cost intensive, like the manufacturing industry, Toyota, Boeing, jets, while there are others which are not that much uh, cost intensive, like the social media services, the Google, the WhatsApp, etc. I didn't have a lot of cost of sales. Their revenue didn't show different, more heads to sales, so their margin of income is quite more than the manufacturing companies like Toyota, Boeing, etc. A sample again, students of the manufacturing budget for the first 3 months. Let's it be any business, Toyota companies, how much units cars will sell in January 2021. Desired ending inventory, that is means the ideal inventory available for sale to February, less beginning inventory in total production required in January. Then we go the same way to February and then to March. We see that the total production increase and as we move forward, and in the same way when you sell your products to the market, to the target market, then the revenue starts. And sometimes you calculated the number of sales very accurately. Sometimes you as entrepreneur are unable to calculate it. Yeah, the sales are more than your expectations, and let's say you sold you forecast that there will be 5,000 units, 500 cars sold in January 2021, but the actual demand, let's say, came 6,000. So you are unable to produce 5,000 in January. So the 1,000 sale, the customers, the people who wants to purchase your car, their wish is unfulfilled. You are unable to satisfy their requirements. So it's a good thing, but on the other hand, you should articulate the plans in such a way that there are less variance in especially when it comes to selling to the customers. Operating and capital budgeting. Operating costs include fixed expenses which you will incur whether you do business or not do business, regardless of sales. Variable expenses are linked with strategy in business plan, or they are the expenses. If you produce, then those expenses will be occurred. If you doesn't produce some products or services, those expenses will not come, like the electricity bill, the labor, the charges, other spares costs. It is very much linked with the production, the number of units produced. The more number of units produced, the more variable expenses, and vice versa. Capital budgets provide a basis for evaluating expenditures that will impact the business for more than 1 year. Guys, you can understand from the sentence that what I mean to you, that expenditure will impact your business for more than 1 year. That is capital budgets, or somewhere it has impact some financial expects take more time, let's say more than 1 year. So all are capex budgets which involve huge investment. For example, you want to make a new factory. Toyota wants to make a new factory in Russia. So it's a capital expenditure. Toyota wants to improve their assembly line by making it more high tech, more computers, robotics, and less labor intensive. So again, it's a capex expenditure. Now coming students to the a sample of operating budgets for the first 3 months. What are the expenses? It shows the different sort of expenses: the salary, the rent, utilities, advertisement, selling expense, insurance, payroll, taxes, depreciation, office. All these are expenses. They will increase as your sales increase. They will decrease as your sales decrease. And it is better they increase, because they increase, that means your sales increase, your gross revenue is increasing, and your variable costs are increasing, but on the other hand your returns are increasing. More money is coming into the business. That money will be used for further expanding the business, giving a handsome return to the shareholders, because basically business is for the profit maximization of the shareholders. Coming to the next slide, pro forma income statement that shows income, projected income of your business. Let's see, in 2021, starting from January till December, what will be your income from the sales? Projected net profit calculated from the projected revenue minus projected cost and expenses. Sales by month is calculated first. Basis of the figures: manufacturing, students, marketing, research, industry, sales, trial, experiences, the test marketing, the money involved with it, the forecasting, the financial data on similar startups. Projections of all operation expenses for each of the month during the first year should be made. Again, students, you have to focus on your move in the market, your first move. That should be impressive. And I have told you in the previous lecture how the Zong people made their first move very expressive in Pakistan, in whatever they have planned in before entering into Pakistani market. Their analysis of business plan, their organizational plan, their marketing plan, their financial plan was very accurate, very near. They really used in a good way, in a smart way, their primary and secondary data, and they really attracted the customers, and their sales are going upwards day by day. I hope you are understanding the points. Pro forma income statement: increasing sales expenses. A sales increase should be taken into account. Changes in expenses during the first year can necessitate month by month illustrations or figures. Increase in individual expenses need to be reflected in the first year's pro forma income statement. Projection should be made for 2 years, 3 years, is any time you like. Consider expenses that are likely to remain stable over time. Very important point, students. The expenses should be calculated in a very realistic, objective way, because if you take an expense in the first year and it costs you your product, the inputs cost you a certain amount, let's say that is $5,000, but the next year, due to some reason, the inputs prices shoot up, then it will really affect your profitability. If whatever you have planned in your financial plan, things are not going like that, and it would affect the business. If you took examples from the history, the Ford, Chevrolet, the big famous brands of America, the Freewood, their businesses crashed in late 1970s. Why? Due to the oil crisis in the Middle East, due to the Arab-Israel war, which disrupted the oil supplies to the market around the globe, which made it very much expensive to purchase the fuel, and the big cars requiring more fuel, their cost shoot up, and people have no other option but to not buy those cars which fuel expenses are more. While at that time the Toyota people enters into the market with efficient fuel cars, smart cars, and from that onwards, this is the trend in the automobile industries, that those cars which are safe, secure, and at the top of the plan, more energy efficient, they will survive in the automobile market. Coming to the statement of cash flows, that how your cash will increase, it is a bit the pictures are not very much, the fonts are not very much big, but when you focus them you will really understand. The pluses show that it will increase your cash, the minuses reflect subtraction from the income. That means again money is moving out of the business account of the startup of the business. So cash provided by changes in current assets increase. That means what? Cash is moving out, or they decrease. That means what? Money is coming to the business. Increase in inventory means cash is going out. Decreases in inventory, money is coming. Capital expenditure, new machinery you have purchased, new factory, money is going out. Payment of debt, dividend paid. On the other hand, sales of stock, when new investors come invest in the business, so your sale, so money is coming into the business, so it will have a positive effect on what? Your net cash position, net cash provided by all the activities. I hope you are moving up with me, students. Now come to a pro forma statement of MPP plus plastic, how much revenue they generate in form of sales. Then we deduct the costs of goods sold, then comes the gross profit, then we deduct the expenses, salary, rent, utilities, advertisement expense, sales expense, insurance, payroll, depreciation, and office expense, and total operating expenses. And then we come to the when we deduct all these expenses from the cost of goods sold, we come to gross profit. And from gross profit we deduct the taxes and a dividend. Then we come to the net profit. Hope you will have understand the financial plans. They are a bit tricky than the other plans, but when you focus students on the figures and the concepts and go through the presentation and ebooks you have and see some online other videos material, you will really understand, and you will enjoy the roadmap of financial plans for any business. Okay, thank you. Your questions and queries will be hopefully really appreciated and will be and make a good discussion in the live session. See you inshallah ta'ala. Take care of yourself and stay blessed. Ameen.